Well, the Toronto Raptors 2017-2018 season has come to a close, and it's a tough 116-109 overtime loss to the Miami Heat down in Miami, and this is why I did not want to see the Miami Heat in the first round. Good news, Raptor fans, we don't have to see the Miami Heat. You got to see the Washington Wizards. That has been locked in. That is the first round matchup for the Toronto Raptors. I'm hoping tomorrow, if the schedule is released, I assume it would. You know, the games have been decided today, so I assume the schedule will be out tomorrow. So hopefully the round one preview will be out tomorrow for you guys before the Leaf game. That's going to be a doozy. We'll be able to figure out, which games will be going down to the square, that kind of stuff. But let's break this game down real quick. I'm going to break down one moment real quick before we talk about the actual game itself. And we go to overtime. And I think the Raptors were down by 1. And Kyle Lowry takes pretty much a half-court three. And I was shocked. He's having a great night. He had a great night. 28 points, 10 boards, 9 assists. One assist away from a triple-double. 10 of 20 shooting, 5 of 10 from 3. He was great. But why are you taking a half-court three? Pretty much. It wasn't actually a half-court three, but it was very close to it. In overtime, in a tight game with like 2.5 minutes left. I didn't understand that play by Kyle. But overall, this is why I do not want to see the Miami Heat. First quarter, great for the Raptors. Up 2. They were plus 2, 29-27 after 1. They were plus 4 in the second quarter, so you're plus 6 at the half. You win the third quarter by 3. Great. You're plus 7. Plus 7 at the end of 3. That's great. You've won every single quarter. And then the Raptors defensively, and they just kind of collapse in the fourth, give up 34, score 27, and we are tied heading into overtime. And we talk about free throws late in games. DeMar DeRozan, he had 2 free throws with about a couple minutes to go, and he only went 1 of 2. Imagine if he got that other shot, how that would have changed the game. It's the free throws late in games that really find ways to kill you, but again, turnovers were, yes, there were only 13 turnovers, but it was the points off of those turnovers that really hurt the Raptors today. Again, the offensive glass was a terrible issue, 19-9 in favor of the Miami Heat. They shot 65% from the free throw line and only 43% from 3, but the problem is they had 106 field goal attempts. That is insane. And the Raptors only had 92 because of the second chance points. Raptors only made 9 threes, that magic number of 10 threes. Well, you didn't hit that number and you lost. They made 11. They were 42% from 3. You know why? Wayne Ellington. And we'll get to him in a second and why he means so much to that team. And, he was supposed to be, our CJ Miles is supposed to be like Wayne Ellington. That's supposed to be the comparison. Well, it looked total opposite today, but we'll get to that in a second. Toronto Raptors did still have 24 assists. They had 26. Look, I didn't want to face Miami because of the fact of they don't have that one guy to punch. They don't have that one punch guy like a Durant, like a Westbrook, like a LeBron James, or a Kyrie Irving. They don't have that type of guy, but they have tons of other guys. Kelly Olynyk was great. Winslow was great. They have Whiteside. Tyler Johnson was good. James Johnson was good. Wayne Ellington had 32 points, for goodness sakes. And Goran Dragic didn't even play today. Right? That's why this team is so good. Because they've clearly had the Raptors' number this year. Every game has been tight and toughly contested. And they showed it today. I give the Miami Heat credit. They wanted this win better. The Raptors don't get their 60 wins. They get 59, and they end the season on a loss. But now I want to talk about CJ Miles. Coming into the year, we thought CJ Miles is going to be our spot up 3, kind of like a Wayne Ellington. But Ellington for the Miami Heat, like we said, he had 32 points today, and he was 8 of 12 from 3. That is nuts. But he got the job done. He made his shots like he was supposed to. CJ Miles, 7 points on 1 of 7 from 3. Now, I don't care what happens in this game. CJ Miles could have gone 0 for 12. I really couldn't care less. But you need, and this team needs, CJ Miles to play good in the playoffs. He is that main guy off the bench, that 3-point threat. You know, and lately we haven't seen that. And that's something to be nervous about, but the playoffs are the playoffs. You don't really know what you're going to see. But we need CJ Miles to do well. And great thing for the Raptors, Kyle Lowry shoots great. I mean, almost as a triple-double. Shoots great percentages. Has a great game in the last game of the regular season. No dying out near the end. And then in the playoffs, he continues that. He shot the ball well today in the last game of the regular season on the road. Now that the regular season is over, we focus on the playoffs. And look, I don't care about this game because the Raptors have set the wins record. They have now passed Golden State. Yeah, you heard me. The Raptors have passed Golden State. And so what that means is that the Toronto Raptors, if they get to the finals, and for some miraculous reason, they take on the Golden State Warriors, the Raptors would have home court. So a lot of people not even talking about that, but that could end up being a big factor. You never really know. The key for this Raptor team is take care of business on your home court. The Washington Wizards, we know what happened a few years ago. This Raptor team is a much different team. That team is a fairly different team. It's going to be a dogfight. The Raptors should win the series nonetheless. No matter what team you were going to face, Milwaukee, Miami, or Washington, no matter which team, the Raptors should beat any of them. Now that you know you're playing Washington, a team that has not played well whatsoever down the stretch, and they just lost today to the 25 wins Orlando Magic, tells you that they're not playing good basketball at all heading into the playoffs. The Raptors have won 4 of their last 5 games. Yes, they lost this game in overtime, but the playoffs start, and the whole regular season is washed away right now. Scary thing in this game, though, Fred VanVleet goes down late on an illegal screen that is not called, of course, and his shoulder, you know, I thought it was I thought he got hit in the head. The way he was looking, it looked like he was didn't know where he was, and I'm like, oh no. No. They said shoulder bruise, and he would not return, but that was like a minute left in overtime. I'm like, no way. I thought he was going to come back. No way he was coming back. You want him ready for the playoffs. I'm just hoping it's not too serious. A bruised shoulder doesn't sound too bad, but again, you got to take precautionary things and make sure he's healthy for game 1 of the playoffs. Now, for the Raptors, this is where we prove people wrong. Raptor fans, I got to talk to you guys one-on-one here, or one on however many people watch the videos. We know what this team can do, right? We know what this Raptor team is capable of. We've seen it all year. They've won 59 games. They've won a lot of games that a lot of people counted us out. But they've also lost a lot of games where they should have won, and in statement games they lost. And a lot of people are like, oh, here come the Raptors back down to normal. So, and everyone's like, oh, they're just going to choke in the playoffs. Now it's our time to shine. This team has had the best regular season in franchise history. Can they carry it over into the playoffs? That has remained to be seen. We got to take it game by game and just hope and pray the Raptors come away with this victory. And they come away with the series win against Washington, take care of business, especially at home. And I think the big key for this team, winning game 1. We've seen over the past years, I don't think they have ever, if they have ever, please let me know in the comments, but I don't think they have ever won a game 1 of any series. This team is good enough to win the first game of the series, especially since you're at home and we have tied for first place with the Houston Rockets for the best home record in the NBA. You got to take care of business on your home court. So, we're going to figure out very soon what time when game 1 against the Wizards will be. So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys have enjoyed the regular season for the Toronto Raptors in 2017 and 2018. Hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What have you guys thought of the season as a whole? What are you guys looking to in the playoffs to really put this team ahead? Do you think it's maybe CJ Miles catching fire? Do you think it's just this team continuing to play the way they have? I want to hear what you guys have to say. What do you think this keys to victory for the Raptors in the playoffs? What do you think that'll be? All right, so we'll talk to you guys next Wednesday podcast edition, Leafs, Raptors, Jays. It's going to be one hectic podcast because both teams are in the playoffs, and obviously the Blue Jays are not playing the worst. They're playing pretty good baseball. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Link down in the description for the podcast channel and the podcast itself on iTunes. Go check that out. We'll talk, and also the guys' Twitter is down in the description below. Please, if you guys have not followed up on there, please do so. And if you guys are interested in heading down to Maple Leaf Square or Jurassic Park for the playoffs, please send me a DM or let me know in the comments if you guys are interested. Because in the playoff preview, hopefully tomorrow, I'm assuming the schedule will be let out tomorrow, so hopefully tomorrow I'll be doing the video to you guys, and you guys will be hearing the games that I will be interested in heading down to the square for. All right, so you know what, guys, we'll talk to you guys like I said, Wednesday podcast. We'll talk to you guys Blue Jays edition. That is going to be Friday as the Jays take on the Cleveland Indians in game 1 of that 3-game series and the final series of the 9-game road trip. Marcus Stroman versus Mike Clevinger to start the series. We'll talk to you guys Leafs edition tomorrow. Game 1 of the round 1 playoffs. Leafs Bruins at TD Garden. I'm excited. I know you guys are. I'm pumped, and we'll talk to you guys Raptors edition, hopefully tomorrow, depending on when the schedule is released, but I'm assuming it'll be tomorrow. Raptors edition, round 1 preview, Raptors, Wizards, round 2 of the Raptors and Wizards series, obviously go dating back to 2015. Let's get our revenge. Leafs looking for their revenge, Raptors looking for their revenge. We'll talk to you guys then.